don't get me wrong, fries are delicious, but loaded fries just take them up that one extra notch, and music is incredible. But JPEG Mafia takes music up that one extra notch. And if you know JPEG Mafia, you know how there's two versions of his third album, LP. There's the LP, and then there's the offline version. And while the online version is good, that offline version is the loaded fries of music. Welcome to Good Taste, and today we are making loaded fries inspired by JPEG Mafia's album, LP. For these loaded fries, I just wrote down anything that sounded good to me. Obviously, we're gonna cut up some potatoes for some fries. I'm gonna boil them for a little bit just so the inside gets all soft, and then I'll put those with a lot of oil in the oven. I don't like frying my French fries. It's a lot easier and slightly healthier to put them in the oven with just a ton of oil instead of deep frying. It's also a lot safer. I'm also gonna break down some tofu. You can use ground beef, chicken. You can use whatever toppings you're interested in for this. I'm gonna be doing some ground beef style tofu. I also want some caramelized onions, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that they're really just sauteed onions. I think those are gonna be real nice and add a nice textural difference between all the different ingredients so far. I'm gonna put those onions in a pan with some medium heat, and really I am just looking around my kitchen thinking about what I can sample and put into this dish. What sounds good together, what could be a good ingredient, and load them all up onto these fries. It reminds me a lot of the chronic sampling that JPEG Mafia does on a lot of his projects. It really highlights this project so well, but it also works on his other projects like Scaring the Hose, All My Heroes Are Cornballs, and so on. He just takes a bunch of strange sounds, strange songs, strange moments from all over the internet and makes them into beautiful, beautiful pieces of art. It's one of the reasons why he's one of the most compelling and interesting producers of this decade. He's simply a creative beast, and just like these fries, he takes something that's already good and just loads it with crazy ingredients. Not to be on the nose, but bro actually cooks. I've just been tending to my onions, stirring when necessary. I've been chefing up on that ground beef tofu, just adding a bunch of spices, whatever sounds good, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper. I think I added a little bit of Worcestershire sauce as well. Okay, so we're gonna make some queso bars. I usually just do the method where you start with a roux, a butter and flour roux, equal parts, about a tablespoon and a half or so, melt that down, get it into a nice thick paste, make a bechamel sauce by adding a little bit of milk, a little bit at a time, maybe a cup or so for this amount, and then adding a few slices of cheese, a bit of cheese. A nice smoked cheese would be really good. I just added cheddar and pepper jack because that's what I had on hand, but that'll just make a really nice simple queso, a nice simple cheese sauce that'll go great on our fries. And again, feel free to add whatever you want on top of this. Green onions, jalapenos, tomatoes, corn, whatever you're feeling, whatever your favorite stuff is. Speaking of favorites, I have a lot of favorite tracks on this album. A few that always come to mind are Nemo, Rebound, oh my gosh, OG, Are You Happy? What kind of rapping is this? Not looking at this one, not looking at that one. I'm not scared of getting copyrighted because I sung that terribly. It's interesting because on the two versions of this album, a few tracks are a little bit different. Somebody actually created a really great video comparing each song, explaining which one has which differences, explaining why they have the differences. If I can find that, I'll try to link that below. It's funny because I enjoy the offline exclusive tracks, but in terms of the tracks that are on both albums, such as Rebound, such as OG, there are a lot of moments where I actually like the online version more of those songs. Either way, the songs are good enough to stand on their own, so you can always just pick and choose which versions you like, but the albums as a whole are also very interesting, very great, and they flow really well together. The last thing I'm gonna make for these fries is a little sauce just so I can scatter it on top. I'll just mix Cholula with maybe some vegan mayo. You can do sour cream, crema. I was trying to interpolate that, but I never have sour cream or crema on hand, so vegan mayo it is. If you haven't yet gone into JPEG Mafia, where have you been? Check out my veteran reaction. I'll link it down below. He's an experimental hip-hop artist. He's a rapper slash singer, songwriter, and genuinely one of the most interesting artists to follow, simply because his output since his debut has been so consistent and so interesting and so varied. He's collaborated with great artists such as Danny Brown, a whole collab album with him, Injury Reserve, Ravina, Denzel Curry, Vince Staples, plus he's Drake's #1 hater. So if that's proof enough, go listen to that. Now I'm gonna assemble my loaded fries. There's the online version and there's the offline version. Y'all, this was so rewarding, so delicious. I'm so happy that I made this, and I'm hoping that you're gonna make this as well. Loaded fries, LP by JPEG Mafia. Eat this, listen to that, and you'll have good taste. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. All right, peace.